Hey folks, how's it going? So today we're talking about the mini Magnepan 30.7s or Magnepan 30.7s for condos. So the idea is very simple. Because especially in parts of Asia, a lot of people live in small apartments or condos. They just don't have a space for a big size panel like the Magnepan 30.7s. So the idea came from Wendell from Magnepan. He had a great idea. Okay, let's make it smaller. And that is what basically the mini Magnepan 30.7 is. Of course, now the difficulty is that because the size of the panel is much smaller, you are left with needing to compromise for this design. So the idea is that he has this smaller panel and he's gonna add a dipole woofer to it with DSP. Now, before getting into too much detail about the actual speaker, now I want to let you know there's no price yet. There's no, the design is not complete. The actual look of the speaker that you're gonna see in this video is not the speaker that you're gonna see when it's coming for production. And in fact, we don't even know if it's gonna come into production because he needs feedback. So because he needs feedback, he's been taking it to his dealers in North America with his prototype, and he's been getting feedback from his focus group. So we invited people over to listen to this system and give honest feedback. So both positive or negative comment was very much appreciated by Magnepan themselves. So he's been taking this to the dealers, and of course, one of them was Audio Excellence, and I work at Audio Excellence. And I was entrusted with the task of filming the entire event and also opinions and feedbacks from our focus group at Audio Excellence. So I was sitting there for about 3 hours straight listening to the Magnepan mini system, and I thought, hey, I should give my feedback. And so here it is. This is my feedback. And so take it for what you will. After hearing this feedback, I have a poll going on my community page. I will link it down in the description below. The question is very simple. After seeing this video, do you think they should or they should not make this product? Now, going back to the mini Magnepan 30.7s. Now, it's not new that they are using a dipole woofer. It's been done before. But what's probably interesting is the fact that they're not using a subwoofer, but a woofer. So as Wendell explained it, subwoofer is below woofer. So this is a woofer. And the idea is that it covers a larger spectrum of sound so that the mid-bass integration is better and more easily possible. And another thing that may be interesting is that they are using a DSP for the woofer. So you can actually hide away the woofer or have it farther apart from the actual panels, and what you're really left with is the two panels that are taking up space. So I think the idea is brilliant, and the only question left that Wendell and Magnepan wanted answered was, is the woofer and the panel being seamlessly integrated with each other so that the sound is not so segregated. So what I mean by that is if you're someone who has not been in this game for a while, this is a very interesting subject nevertheless, because when you have a woofer and a speaker, you want it so that you don't even know that the subwoofer is there in the first place. You want the music to have a full spectrum and be smoothly integrated so that you don't even know the subwoofer is there. If you can hear the subwoofer separately, if you can hear it go boom, 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 that is just not the right way to integrate a woofer or subwoofer into the system. So the idea was, is this going to be possible with a panel speaker? Now, panel speakers are very fast, and as you know, it's a dipole design and it must be used with a dipole woofer. But even so, as Wendell said, a lot of people and a lot of manufacturers, especially Magnepan, was not happy with the integration of dipole woofers or subwoofers. So now here's the question. Is this system doing the mid-bass integration well? And so the focus group was basically to answer this for the majority of the people out there. So here's my response. I heard this system, and I guess we were pairing these panels with the Parasound JC5 power amp. We had a McIntosh transport going. We had a Lumin streamer going, and we also had a preamplifier, McIntosh preamplifier going. And so I'll link all the components that were being used in this setup. But the fact is, that doesn't really matter that much, but this is for just general interest for people who were wondering, hey, what were they paired up with? Now, we're not going to be so concerned about the mid-range or the high frequency because, as Wendell said, this is a prototype and they've been doing mid-range and high frequency for years. So that's something that can be adjusted. That's not a problem. What they really wanted answer is the mid-bass integration working? So if you've been in this focus group and if you have seen this video, then please go ahead and comment down below. Did it work for you? Did you hear the woofers separately, or did you feel like it was seamlessly integrated into the system? My response is very, very simple. Here's my response. I thought it was freaking fabulous. The mid-bass integration definitely worked. I did not even know the woofers were there in the first place if Wendell didn't mention it. That's how crazy it is. And he had this curtain going, so I couldn't see the woofers when he had it set up. I did see the long panels that he was setting up, but I didn't see the woofers. I thought it sounded incredible. I was thinking, how can sound come from those two panels? And of course, I didn't know he had a woofer on the side going. So when I heard it, the integration was absolutely fabulous. It was dynamic, punchy, and of course, having owned many of the Magnepan speakers and having heard the Magnepan 30.7s multiple times, and also I've owned the Timpani 4s and such, I have to say, I was very much impressed by the fact that this thin panel was able to reproduce this type of sound. Now look at the form factor. I think the form factor is genius. So I put a Magnepan LRS right beside the speakers, the mini 30.7 speakers, because I thought it would be a good reference point, and also because the Magnepan LRS is the only Magnepan that the store had that I could move by myself. Now, I believe when I actually measured it, it is a little bit taller than the 1.7 I's. But if you even compare it with the Magnepan LRS, it is thinner than the Magnepan LRS. So it is thinner and it's a little bit taller. And I think this is a very, very awesome design, because line arrays, they're supposed to be from floor to ceiling. So the taller you have, the better. And plus we have this integration going with the woofer that can be hidden away anywhere. So I think this is a very, very great idea, and Magnepan, if you're watching this is my feedback. I definitely think you should do it. So thank you guys for watching. As always, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. And also, please do contribute on my community page. I'll have it in the link description below. Make sure to have your vote casted and write down, depending on what you heard in this video in the forums, do you think Magnepan should go ahead with this product? And so your opinion is very much valued. So thank you very much, and let your voice be heard, and I'll see you guys in the next one.